Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while, so it is where many things come to settle.
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references.
Seems like the stories here never
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you...
No! Were you always
Yes! After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on. I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure,
help, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest, judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely...
Really? We think so too! That's why we... But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her. All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute! Did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
And why would that be? See, Silver and Maloose? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go up, and if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. You pass with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure.
That's more like it.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on...
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Look! This bit is... Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant a... Wait! Why don't you write all this down?
This location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connection. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't...
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
I see that you're investigating. If you find any new and interesting leads...
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then...
The thud? Oh!
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue. I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lenny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. Oh, that's true.
That does remind Paimon though.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Lenny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem.
It turns out that the seat number... I'm sure you already know. In other words, Lenny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Lenny reserved our seats for us, too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lenny.
Even though it's bad for Lenny's case, Paimon had better write it down. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lenny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Ospina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as...
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up.
This is the scene of the crime, so Lenny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But
whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there...
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over and here's a broken vase! Huh.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have...
Let's note this down.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing. Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kid? Ugh, this is so confusing. What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Could this...
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, this space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down. Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of the... Let's find a place to...
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal
They believe the guards have checked.
So the tunnels become like a
The plot?
In other words, the charges...
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are up...
That's right. This is how a trial goes. That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, And even the audience's emotions will all be... To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in it.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
Hmm? What do you mean, no snacks?
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy...
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit.
These three are quite the interesting group. And Paimon, from the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon, but you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself, beating the egg whites, grinding up.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like that?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's
only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able...
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit. No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right, then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confinement. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they left...
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was...
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing...
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble...
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence... But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, Whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick, nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic.
Were we not thorough enough? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell great! They're...
They are my specialty, after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right.
Please don't worry about it. At my age...
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon... Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble...
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really...
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no...
Osmanthus wine. Taste this. Same as I remember. But where are those?
Just relax. Even if everyone else... Besides, I doubt...
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Finally, you're back. Well, how did your
To be honest, you might...
No. We're already very grateful that...
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce... But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact...
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you...
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built...
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave in a...
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe
Huh?
Hey, hang on!
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that one. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was all... Oh, good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I...
Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this...
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the fact. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both... Are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already...
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will...
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certain... In that case, my dear audience, let's...
Well, This is awkward. I didn't think that. I'm sorry, Traveler.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's with—
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the words, but our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities.
Right now, we want to save people.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me.
Sorry. Please.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first, and no lie.
Of course. I'll answer any question. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why, during our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which—
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, which should have been impossible, of course, I was quite certain that that voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to— After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order—
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of but like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I—
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh? Oh, Paimon thinks she gets...
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue—
That took long enough. Now then, at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused he did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that finally he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linny experienced and what he saw. See. According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He... Linny went to the room that can... Seems this won't produce... Linny did not take part in the underground altercation.
Attention! Ace Detective! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the map, finally he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of
Oh, they have a...
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But, of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this more That's right! Lenny, this means that when the crime happened, the same clue you used to disprove his alibi
To think you'd use such well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. Could there have been a third person involved? Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Could there have been a third person? The deceased's name is Cow.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact,
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your...
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator... Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would like... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have... No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. The sound we heard may have come from... The deceased's name is Cow. No one entered or left... It would have been tough for both people to fit. The deceased's name is Cow. It would have been tough for both people. Halsey's clothing was...
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see how it is.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different... Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been...
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Excuse my interruption.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clap. The deceased's name is Cowell. Lenny's The vase was not broken by chance.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a...
Just a moment, please. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking. Must we really? Magic tricks are...
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separate. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are the primordial seed. The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is, and the notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as such. We believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving...
Could something so ridiculous actually...
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but...
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of... Still, let us... Guards, please, Mr. Linney. It appears...
Of course. If we uphold this...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordials.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead... The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Now it seems like the hook rope... The rope that strung the water tank up. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. Lynette was in the magic box. The rope that strung the water... The water from the primordial sea I remember there was something... The water from the primordial sea... Lynette was in the magic box. The water from the primordial... The rope that strung the water... The deceased's name is... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else. Lynette was in the magic box... I remember there was something...
It's aced in the original plan. Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook, when the balloon attached to the... Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel, but...
Huh. That actually lit...
Oh dear. What do I...
Now, it seems like his notes mention...
On that note, the guards have just contacted me. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other... And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how does this not clear all, my dear Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution, having made modifications to the props beforehand. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out. Now, as much as I Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us... Is this the end of the road?
Oh no! Paimon can... seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this happen?
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have... I believe this is indeed the... Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice.
Excuse me, everyone.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all the... I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh. Right, but... What?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond...
Come on now, don't be silly. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements, but as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should...
I understand.
And voila!
So...
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So, the whole...
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so... I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then, before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate...
Where should I begin?
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so that's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the... Linny even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose... He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance cards. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now.
This time, we need to tell the entire... The strange sound... The flower vase was not broken. Lillian was afraid that she would...
And it's instant! Having been selected out of... Her panic only intensified. Hearing the commotion, he did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian, with no way of escaping, she... that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's... Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak again? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended.
What are you No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat.
Wow, look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman, to cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to... He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these From this reconstruction of events, we... While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still... This case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation. How did you find the water from the primordial...
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not... I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups. Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek...
Yes! Our boss... It can also be made into a potion, which, when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable... We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now, but still... I guess. I didn't approach you with any As for why that was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the street. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our... But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my... He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he...
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets.
It took a while for me to realize. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette... I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean...
Oh no!
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the... I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood.
So, she'd already taken...
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several... Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever... I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world...
So, from small deeds like distributing magic...
It's alright, I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, I have never... If you should need anything at all in the future...
Bye, Linny!
Life goes on. Faster? Okay, fast.
Hey there! What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And give it...
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that. Sorry.
Don't say that now.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if
Oh, wonderful! In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe...
All right then, let's have our farewell meal!
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow, cider in hand.
1, 2, breathe. 3, 4, and
Spots. I have a few references.
Sure, I'll play you another tune, but it'll cost you an apple. Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow, cider in hand.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Sure, I'll play you another tune, but it'll cost you an apple.
relax.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth.
Sure, I'll
and
play
those
you
that
another
come across
tune,
Liyue
but it'll
tend to
cost
stay
you an
I've got a
apple.
sharp tongue?
So it is where many
I
things
just tell
come
it
to
like it
settle.
is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Yeah.
I will have order.
Covenant of the Deep! Allow me!
This is order. Gather. Solidify.
Hold the line!
Stabilize. I will have order.
Behold!
Allow me!
Solidify.
The wind rises.
Stabilize. Order guide you.
Quick, follow me.
Solidify.
Taurus, bring refuge!
Everything was beautiful.
Stabilize.
Hold the line!
Gather. I will have order.
Behold! Squall
This is order.
Allow me!
Stabilize. Order guide you. Gather. Solidify.
Rest and rebuild! Billowing surge!
I will have order. Stabilize. Know your place. Solidify. Order guide you.
Hold the line!
Squall Fury! There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Relax.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
is order.
Rest and rebuild! Fire! Bring refuge!
Flames! Purge! Solidify! Order guide you! Gather! Flames! Purge! Stabilize! This is order! Solidify! Where did I go?
Yay, I did it! Oh, wait. No, I didn't.
Order guide you. Careful! This is order. Gather!
Rest and rebuild!
My flame has been extinguished.
Let's move out.
Stabilize!
Hold the line!
Order guide! Purge!
Allow me! Billowing surge!
Nothing to fear! Solidify! I will have order!
La la la! Rest and rebuild! I wanna go home now. Allow me!
This is order. Gather. Flames.
Hold the line!
Order guide you.
La la la! Covenant of the Deep! Was it an accident?
Don't burn yourself out. Retreat. I will have order.
Learn from my mistakes.
Where did I go wrong?
A lapse in judgment.
Order guide you. Flames charge. Gather. There can be no excuse for this. This is order.
Boats are made to transfer commodities back and forth, and those that come across Leo tend to stay there. So it is where many things are consistent.
Where did I go wrong?
Solidify! Yeah!
New strategy needed.
Stabilize! Order guide you! Flames! Purge! Solidify!
I will have order.
Gather! Waste to the wicked!
rebuild!
Pair!
Silence!
Frost is coming!
Settle down! Bow your head.
Now disappear!
Silence! Settle down! Silence!
Step right up! And voila!
Ignorant and vulgar.
This is no time for distractions. Seriously, you have a great magician standing right here. You don't want to miss the best part, do you?
Allow me! Sacred name, O fortune preserver, rise. Hold the line!
Flames! Purge!
Fast. Opening box of Adepti
Sacred
Ways
name,
to the wicked!
fortune preserver. Life goes on.
Ways to the wicked!
Think you can get away?
Billowing surge!
Ways to the wicked!
Wheel of Life. Opening box of Identitrix.
Blades! Purge!
Rest and rebuild!
Think you can get away? Life goes on.
Dawn, break forth!
Orders given. Orders received. Sacred name, fortune preserver.
Yahoo!
Dawn, break forth!
Hold the line! Orders given. Orders received.
Flames, purge!
Healing surge!
Think you can get away?
Faster. Okay,
Waste to the wicked!
Time for takeoff.
Rest and rebuild!
Covenant
Would a gliding be faster?
Yahoo!
Sacred name. Fortune preserver.
Dawn, break forth!
Life goes on.
Dawn, break forth!
Hold the line!
Time for takeoff.
Orders given. Orders received.